Welcome to our video on the 6 most dangerous foods for high triglycerides. We all know that what you eat plays a huge role in your overall health, but if you're dealing with high triglyceride levels, it becomes even more important to watch what's on your plate. Fortunately, this is something you can control. By understanding which foods are most likely to spike your triglyceride levels, you can take steps to lower them and improve your heart health. Triglycerides are a type of fat in your blood that provides energy, but when levels get too high, it can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even pancreatitis. While medications can help, your diet is one of the most powerful tools for managing triglycerides. Let's kick off the countdown and dive into the foods you should avoid. Number 6. Starchy vegetables. When it comes to managing your triglyceride levels, it's important to be mindful of the types of vegetables you're eating. While vegetables are generally healthy, some starchy vegetables like corn, peas, and potatoes can actually increase your triglyceride levels if eaten in excess. A 2023 study that looked at evidence from 1999 to 2018 found that eating 2 or more servings per day of starchy vegetables, especially white potatoes, was associated with an increased risk of metabolic syndrome, which often involves high triglycerides. Mind you, you don't have to eliminate these vegetables from your diet completely. The key is to limit your portion sizes of these starchy vegetables. Instead, prioritize non-starchy options like leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and lettuce, cauliflower, green beans, eggplant, and zucchini. These are great options because these vegetables are lower in carbohydrates and won't have as much of an impact on your triglyceride levels. Plus, they're packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support overall health. So while you don't have to completely avoid starchy vegetables, be mindful of your portion sizes. Fill your plate with mostly non-starchy veggies and enjoy the starchy ones in moderation. Next on our countdown is number 5, alcohol. We know it's tempting to unwind with a drink or two, but alcohol can actually be one of the worst offenders when it comes to raising those triglycerides. You see, alcohol contains a lot of sugar that your body can convert into triglycerides. A study published in 2013 that looked at the connection between alcohol and plasma triglycerides found that alcohol has a significant effect on boosting triglyceride levels, especially when combined with a meal high in saturated fat. And it doesn't take much. Regularly drinking more than about 1 ounce of alcohol per day can really bump up your numbers. If you're trying to keep your triglycerides in check, it's best to avoid alcohol, or at least strictly limit your intake to special occasions. This is especially important if your levels are already on the high side. Instead of reaching for a nightcap, try unwinding with a nice cup of tea or sparkling water with lemon. Number 4, fatty meats. We've all heard the saying, fat adds flavor. But here's the thing, those delicious high-fat meats are also packed with saturated fat, which can really send your triglyceride levels soaring. A 2021 study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association took a closer look at the risks associated with egg yolks and red meats, especially processed meats like bacon, sausage, and ham. The findings showed a clear link between these meats and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. The reason? The high levels of saturated fat and sodium that these foods contain. Saturated fats raise your triglycerides by encouraging your liver to produce more fat in your blood. When these levels get too high, it puts you at greater risk for serious health issues like heart disease and stroke. Sodium, found in processed meats, can also raise your blood pressure, which adds even more strain on your heart. So, if you're looking to keep your triglycerides in check, the first step is to rethink your meat choices. Opt for leaner cuts like skinless chicken breast, pork loin, or beef round. These options have much less saturated fat and are healthier for your heart. And while it might be tempting, try to steer clear of processed meats whenever possible. They often come loaded with extra saturated fats, sodium, and preservatives that your body simply doesn't need. Instead, consider swapping some of your meat for plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, or tofu. Not only are these options packed with protein, but they also provide heart-healthy fiber, which can help lower your cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Plus, plant-based diets have been shown to promote better overall health, including reduced risk of chronic diseases. So, the next time you're planning your meals, think about balance. Limiting saturated fats, choosing lean meats, and incorporating more plant-based options can make a big difference in keeping your heart and triglycerides in good shape. Number 3. Saturated and trans fats. Saturated fats, like those found in high-fat meats, butter, cream, and cheese, can raise your triglyceride levels. But if we're talking about the real troublemakers, we have to mention trans fats. These harmful fats are commonly found in fried foods, some baked goods, frozen pizzas, and margarine, and they're especially bad for your heart and triglycerides. The 2017 Presidential Advisory from the American Heart Association looked closely at the link between dietary fats and cardiovascular disease. They found that lowering your intake of saturated fats and replacing them with healthier unsaturated fats, especially polyunsaturated fats, can significantly reduce your risk of heart disease, and there's more. A 2011 study published in the Journal of Clinical Lipidology found that switching out saturated fats for polyunsaturated fats doesn't just benefit your heart. It can also help lower your triglyceride levels. So, by making a few simple swaps in your diet, you can really make a positive impact on your health. For example, instead of cooking with butter, try using olive oil or other heart-healthy oils. And when it comes to proteins, swapping out red meat for fatty fish like salmon can be a game changer. Fatty fish is packed with omega-3s, which are known to help lower triglycerides and keep your heart in good shape. Making these small changes in your everyday meals can really add up, lowering your triglycerides and improving your overall heart health. Number 2. Refined carbohydrates. You know those yummy foods like white bread, pasta, and potatoes? Well, they might taste good, but they can be tricky for your heart health. Here's the thing. When you eat more carbs than your body needs for energy, it can convert that excess into triglycerides. Multiple sources, including Harvard Health and Mayo Clinic, recommend limiting refined carbohydrates to help lower triglyceride levels. So, what can you do? First, try to limit your portion sizes of refined carbs. Instead of a big plate of pasta, aim for a smaller portion and fill the rest of your plate with veggies. Even better, swap those refined carbs for fiber-rich whole grains. Foods like brown rice, oats, and quinoa are great choices. A 2014 study published in Nutrition, Metabolism, and Cardiovascular Diseases found that a 12-week whole grain diet led to significantly lower post-meal triglyceride levels, around a 43% reduction compared to a refined grain. Again, it's important to remember, it's not about completely cutting out these foods, it's about making smarter choices. Start by making a simple change. Try to make at least half of the grains you eat whole grains. Not only do they help keep you feeling fuller for longer, but they also support heart health and help lower your triglyceride levels. Number 1. Sugary foods and beverages. Let's talk about something that might be sneaking up on your health: sugary foods and drinks. You might not realize it, but these sweet treats can be real troublemakers when it comes to your triglyceride levels. You see, when you consume a lot of sugar, your body turns that excess into triglycerides, which then hang out in your bloodstream. Over time, this can lead to some serious health issues, including heart disease and stroke. A study published in 2020 in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that adults who drank sugary beverages daily had significantly higher triglyceride levels compared to those who rarely indulged. So, what drinks are we talking about here? Well, the usual suspects include sodas, energy drinks, sweetened teas, and even those fancy coffee drinks loaded with syrup. But don't forget about sneaky sources like fruit juices, even the 100% natural ones, and sports drinks. And it's not just drinks, though. Sugary foods like candy, pastries, and even some healthy options like flavored yogurts or granola bars can contribute to the problem. Try swapping out sugary drinks for water with a splash of fruit, or satisfying your sweet tooth with whole fruits instead of processed sweets. Now that we've covered the 6 foods you definitely should not be eating if you are watching your triglyceride levels, let us give you a bonus and list some foods that actually help lower it. These include low-sugar fruits like berries, kiwi, and citrus, fatty fish high in omega-3s like salmon, sardines, and herring, olive oil and other unsaturated oils, and as we already discussed, fiber-rich whole grains. If you are in any way concerned about your triglyceride levels, please don't hesitate to talk to your doctor about it. In addition to the food items to avoid, they will also work closely with you to determine the best treatment plan that will help you lower your triglyceride levels to where they need to be. And there you have it, our video on the 6 most dangerous foods for high triglycerides. We hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel for more educational content on health and wellness. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content and raising awareness about important health topics. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have any additional information about foods that affect triglyceride levels, or do you have favorite triglyceride-lowering foods that we didn't discuss? Let us know in the comments below. Your tips and suggestions are highly valued and can provide great additional knowledge for our community. Remember, high triglycerides can increase your risk of heart disease and stroke, but by making informed dietary choices, you can have a significant impact on your triglyceride levels. And if you'd like to show your appreciation, please consider sending us a super thanks. Every bit of support helps us continue to bring you informative content that matters. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.